From the time that blast went off, I didn't look around to see who I could blame. There was no one to blame. This is life, and I'm happy to live it.
For the first time, we are hearing tonight from Richard Norby, who was critically injured in the Brussels airport terrorist attack. Dave, Mike?
Looking forward to this interview. Elder Norby was one of 4 LDS missionaries injured in March when terrorists attacked the airport with 2 bombs.
Religion specialist Carole Mikita talks with him exclusively about his recovery and the emotions surrounding that day.
Hi, Carol. So good. I'm so good. So glad to see you.
It's lovely to meet you.
Up and even more amazing, walking. Richard Norby says he couldn't be better.
I love life. I love getting up every morning.
4 months ago, he and his wife Pam were a senior missionary couple in Belgium. On the morning of March 22nd, he was at the Brussels airport with 3 young Latter-day Saint missionaries.
The first initial bomb threw us all to the floor. I lost contact or proximity of the missionaries. I could see ceiling tiles coming down. I could see, at least in my mind, balls of fire, smoke, and people screaming. The concussion of the bomb could have killed us. But I had a definite feeling I would not die, and I was calm.
Elder Norby tried to help those around him but could not walk. His left calf was nearly gone, and shrapnel was embedded in his back and legs. But the young missionaries found him.
I pulled out my phone and called Pam, my wife, and let her know that there had been an explosion, that I had a broken leg, that I would be all right. So my wife is called, the missionaries are safe. I'll just wait for the doctors.
Those doctors saw his life-threatening injuries and burns and placed him in a medically induced coma.
I had a large gaping wound in my right leg. They cleaned it out, but one night I started to bleed out, and they found that a piece of shrapnel had cut a blood vessel, and they gave me 8 units of blood, and I think it was touch and go, one way or another, for those first couple of days.
Then he was transferred to the U Med Center's burn unit, where doctors expected him to stay for up to 6 months. But just 5 weeks later, they released him.
The healing process has gone much more quickly than doctors anticipated.
Our families would come to visit, and I would ask a grandchild to say the prayer. Then I knew why I was healed.
He has undergone skin grafts on his face, neck, and both hands.
Burns came from here, down here, and around my neck. Palms were burned. When I was at the airport and I was trying to get up, I finally just laid there and I lifted my hands up, and it was like sheets of soot. And I thought it was from the ceiling, and realized it was my skin coming off.
One of the more remarkable things he told us.
From the airport, I hadn't felt any pain, and being intubated and put in a coma, I didn't feel any pain, and I don't have any recollection of any pain. And so that goes in the miracle column.
His bandages were removed today, and doctors are amazed at how well his wounds have healed. As for his emotional wounds, he says he has not had flashbacks or nightmares.
As far as terrorists, I've never thought of them. I've thought of the people, and I've thought of my family and the many miracles.
His first public appearance was July 4th as one of the grand marshals of the Provo Parade. He rode with former missionaries Mason Wells and Joseph Empey. Sister Fanny Klenn is now serving her mission in Ohio. They are forever linked, he says, by this miracle.
To me, the Brussels airport is a holy, sacred place. I don't know why we were protected and others weren't. My heart goes out to those that were killed or injured because I feel for them.
The fear of terrorists, he says, will not stop him from travel or service in the future.
Am I going to be restricted from going to Europe or going to airports? No, because I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor. And terrorists want to instill terror. I refuse to be terrorized.
The Norbys have 5 children and 16 grandchildren. He called them all together in the hospital for a teaching moment about Brussels.
This is not God's fault. We don't blame him. We don't turn our backs on him. we live life, and he will watch over us. Whatever that means, he will watch over us. That's what I want him to remember. I don't want him to remember the airport. I want him to remember the Savior.
As the Norbys look forward, they say they take each day as a gift. Carole Mikita, KSL 5 News, Salt Lake City.